Hi everyone, my name is Herkef, and today we'll embark on yet another adventure in hardcore Minecraft. But as per usual, we've added a bit of a twist. Minecraft is a game that usually throws random bullshit your way, where you can get snuck up on by a creeper, randomly get shot by a skeleton, run into random pockets of lava when you mine in the Nether, and so on. And in all of those scenarios, you take a bit of damage. This is usually fine, as you get hit once and either raise your shield if you're dealing with mobs, or spam place a bunch of blocks to stop the lava to then recover your health. However, in this video, we won't have that luxury, as I'll be attempting to beat Minecraft hardcore on only half a heart. This means that I can get one-shotted by literally everything. Just to clarify, falling more than 3 blocks means instant death. It is also most definitely possible to get absolutely demolished by a single silver fish, which actually happened in one of my very many attempts at this challenge, which is probably the first time that has ever happened. So what this challenge is basically a no-hit run, which is most definitely not something that I have ever pulled off before. But it doesn't stop there, just like all of the other hardcore challenges I've done. I'm also not going to be wearing any armor, meaning that we also have to deal with piglins. So sit back, relax, grab some of your favorite prescription medication, and watch me struggle my way through this challenge. I started off by creating our World of Depression craft by setting it to hardcore, as we discussed earlier, to then name the world half a heart / no armor, and jumped right into our challenge. After having waited enough time to get to the age where you're expected to have your act together, I spawned in a plains biome, so I got right down to business and opened the world to LAN to set my maximum health to half a heart. And after a quick relog to disable cheats, the challenge had been set afoot. Plains biomes are probably my favorite biome to spawn in, as that usually means that there is a village in our close vicinity. And after having a very brief look around, I did manage to spot a village, meaning that we had successfully located suitable victims of less than moral practices. So I made my way there and started off by breaking into a random home and stealing one of their beds, as that is something that is completely normal in this game. I find it rather fun thinking about what that would look like in real life and how livid I'd be if someone did that to me. But anyways, I then realized that I might have been a bit too excited by the prospect of partaking in fraudulent activities, as I had completely forgotten to grab wood. So I grabbed some wood off of the village crop farm and got on to the classic progression of acquiring a pickaxe, violently abusing some stone, making a better pickaxe, violating some more stone once again, to finally get a full set of tools. I then used said newly acquired tools to physically vandalize the local bodyguard of the people I'm visiting, successfully grabbing myself the very first iron of this world, though that local bodyguard was rather cheap, as I was only able to find 3 pieces of iron whilst rummaging through his crusty remains. But now you might be wondering what my strategy is to tackle this challenge. The issue that this challenge imposes is that we can't take any damage at all, as that would end the run immediately. So my main strategy is to not take damage, and I thought that might be a bit easier to do by acquiring a bow and arrows via our usual fraudulent antics. But with that, we had squeezed out all of the resources that we could from the first village, meaning that it was time to find another one. The main reason for this was that there was barely any food in that initial village, which put us in a less than ideal situation, as I was thinking that it might be a good idea to not die from starvation. And after a not particularly long expedition, I managed to spot yet another village as well as a lava pool, which was a perfect demonstration as to why plains biomes are one of the very few things I have to enjoy in life. So I scuttled over in my regular gleeful manner and found that they had a decent amount of food, meaning that the issue of starvation became something of the past. At least for me, it most certainly didn't for the people I stole it from, as I made sure to grab their entire food supply, including from the actual homes. I also decided to inflict a healthy amount of violence upon their sole protector. Once that had been done, I made my way over to the lava pool we spotted earlier and constructed our nether portal. I then found myself in a warped forest, which is probably one of my favorite biomes in the nether, as the local type of distributor of clappings is a lot more manageable. Then began the journey to find a nether fortress, which I expected to be just as fun and exciting as mixing the contents of the bottles under your sink in a small and confined room. And during my journey, I made sure to grab a bunch of gold, as piglins have a chance of dropping potions of fire resistance, which would hopefully keep me from receiving a live leak level clapping. But after having looked for a nether fortress for 1 hour, 11 minutes and 47 seconds, we had finally located it, meaning that my expectation of this journey right when I started was very much correct. And just to add insult to injury, both of the blaze spawners in the fortress were completely exposed, serving as a brilliant reminder of the love this game has for me. But nonetheless, I made my way over to one of the spawners, built a small roof over it, and made a small anti-clapping device. And I did this to keep potential wither skeletons and other blazes from surprising me from behind, as that is my least favorite kind of surprise. Once I had utilized the previously mentioned anti-clapping device to acquire some blaze rods, I made my way back to our portal, making sure to grab as much gold as possible on our way back. At this point, we had a total of 10 ender pearls, which we had rather conveniently acquired whilst getting potions of fire resistance. This might make many of you think that I intended to use the gold to barter some more with piglins to get the last few pearls I needed. However, I happened to be as brave and heroic as an injured hamster suffering from severe anxiety, which is why I decided to not risk it and decided to return to the overworld to trade with villagers instead. So I made my way back and started looking for a village with a cleric that I could trade with, which we weren't able to find in either of the villages we had visited earlier in our usual violent manner. However, we did have 10 ender pearls, so I decided to start looking for the Stronghold in hopes of finding a village with a cleric on the way. But, rather unsurprisingly, that didn't happen, so I marked where the Stronghold was and set off to find a village. This is when I received my second reminder of the game's love for me, as I managed to find 3 villages and neither of them had a cleric. But we did manage to find a village with a cleric on our 4th try, which served as a faint light in the dark tunnel that is my day-to-day life. Then began the incredibly exciting task of leveling up a cleric and grabbing a bunch of pearls. This was the reason why I decided to grab some gold on our way back to the portal in the Nether, as clerics buy golden ingots, which made it a bit easier to level him up. However, the game seemed to absolutely despise me for some reason, as our first cleric didn't have the pearl trade. So I did what you normally do when you find yourself in a transactional dispute and dug him into a hole to then make him suffocate to death in sand. But our second one made the life-saving decision and decided to give me a pearl trade, meaning that we could finally grab the last few ender pearls, some more arrows, and go to the Stronghold. Once I had made it there, I started looking for the portal room, but got brutally ambushed and harassed by a silverfish, which was genuinely terrifying, seeing as I'd somehow managed to die to one in one of my past attempts, but this time I came out victorious, which was rather surprising, as I was definitely expecting to die to a silverfish yet again. From there, I made sure to be careful to not take some random surprise damage, which the game tends to throw my way. I then remembered that I had crafted golden apples with the remaining gold from our trading with the clerics, so I ate one in hopes of increasing my odds of survival, and this turned out to be just as necessary as my existence, as I didn't take any damage to find the portal room and I would most likely have died from one hit by anything anyways. I did get a bit of protection for the potential silverfish I would have had to deal with, so I guess it was a bit more helpful than my existence, now that I think about it. But anyways, I made my way through the portal and initiated the dragon fight. I was then showered with the dragon's balls yet again, so I stole the dragon's supposed only offspring and jumped through the portal, officially ending the challenge. But this time, I decided to try and grab a pair of wings, as I thought that it would be pretty funny, but I ended up dying from fall damage, like the very skilled, professional, adept, and handsome young man that I am. So there we have it. I beat Minecraft Hardcore on half a heart. I hope you enjoyed the ride as much as I did. Please leave a like and subscribe if you did, and let me know if there are any challenges you would like to see me take on. But anyways, thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.